Grüß Gott and welcome to my stash busting diary. My name is Nevena and I have an awful amount of yarn. A little disclaimer, all the yarns that you will see in this video and the brands I will talk about, their manufacturers do not support me. I am not sponsored. Without further ado, let's get started. September is over and you may ask yourself, well, how far did she get on her stash busting journey? Well, not very far, but I get somewhere. My first finished object in September was this hat. This is made with Lana Grossa Mille Il, I think it's called. And I thought I have 5 or 6 balls of it, but I only had 4, which was a nice surprise. And since I've picked up hiking again as a free time activity, and I'm planning on going hiking through the winter, I thought, well, I need a hat for this purpose, and why not use up just the yarn that I have for this. So for this hat, I used up around 2 1/3 balls of these 4, and yeah, I know it's not a beauty. It is going to serve its purpose, and I look quite ridiculous with it, but yeah, I'm going to wear it because who sees me in the woods? No one. Maybe the squirrels or something like that, and they are going to fall off the trees by laughing, but who cares? With the remaining ball of yarn, I made this headband. This is meant for times when I don't need a whole hat for my head, just something to, you know, cover my ears. And yeah, it was quite quick. And I really like the stitch. I think it was called Perlenmuster, pearl pattern. In the book where I got it from, it is a old pattern book from the 80s. And yeah, it's quite simple. You make a knit stitch and a purl stitch and knit stitch, purl stitch, and when you go back you put a purl stitch on a purl from the previous round and knit stitch on a knit stitch from the previous round, and so on. So then you have this pattern. I like it. It's quite simple and I really like it. So these were my 2 finished objects that I've made in September. I made it in the first September week, I think. First or second? No, first. It was the first September week when I made it. Yeah. And from the 4 balls of yarn, there is 2/3 of 1 ball left and a tiny amount from the headband. So I'm not sure where I can use up the rest, but I think I will come up with something. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. And then I worked, let's put this full decoration to the side. I kept working on my log cabin blanket, and it's getting bigger and bigger. So yeah, I'm not able to take this with me to work. I usually take my projects with me because I have a 30 minutes long train ride every morning and every evening, and I can use up this time crocheting or knitting or something like that, or sleeping. I can do everything. And I have a 1 hour lunch break, and I don't need a whole hour for lunch, so I usually end up having around 30 minutes for crocheting, reading, walking, I don't know what. And therefore I usually tend to take my projects with me and work during this time. But unfortunately, this is going bigger and bigger, and it's not handy anymore to take it and just, you know, pull it out of the bag and start working on it. So I just work on this project on the weekends. In the evening, I'm too tired. I honestly too tired to work on it. I'm coming quite late home from work, and I don't know. I'm not in the mood. I'm not always in the mood to work on it. I count my balls. There are 25 balls left, and my logs are getting bigger and bigger and longer. So currently I need 1 whole ball plus maybe for 2 to 3 rows from another ball. And problem is, I have a few balls that are just 1 ball of the color, like for example here. This color changing yarn, I just have 1 ball. From the gray I have 4 balls. No, I have 3 balls that are whole, and 1 ball from this log that is around half full. And yeah, I came up with the idea to combine 2 different yarn balls together, like in this case, or here. I have these 2 different brown colors. Put it in the picture. It reminds me a little bit of it looks like a chocolate cake with, you know, this filling in it. And this one, there is also, I just had 1 ball of each color, so I combined this that way. And here I also just have 1 ball of this color changing yarn, and I combined it this way. So this is going to be interesting with what kind of combinations I am going to come up. And I have a few colors with 2 or 3 balls of it. So there are going to be whole 1 color blocks also. Yeah. That being said, let's put it aside. This is going to be quite a long journey, and I'm going to work on it for quite a while until I use up everything, all the 25 balls. I also finished my first panel for the log cabin cushion cover. And when I get to the red, I found out, or I realized I messed up here. This looks awful. So this is going to be the back panel. So the back panel is finished. And yeah, I started a front panel. But since I'm using usually the whole ball of yarn for the blanket and just a little bit of a second one, I don't have enough scraps to work further on this one, and it is going to be like, you know, for every log I have to combine probably 2 colors together, like here or here or here. Or even here. I didn't have enough orange. I thought it would be enough, but it wasn't, and I had to combine some brown color in it. So this is going to be the way it looks. The logs are probably going to be 2 colored. So yeah, I wait for the blanket to be finished so I can, you know, combine. I know what's left, and I can combine it better. Yeah. So let's put the beautiful autumn decoration back into the picture. Yeah, and the last thing that I've made and finished, it were a few things that I've made. I mentioned in the last video I have 2 cats, and my cats are quite adventurous. Well, one is quite adventurous and the other is quite clumsy, but thinks he's adventurous. So I'm not able to have a Christmas tree. I would like to have one. I don't celebrate Christmas, but I think, yeah, it's nice, you know, to decorate it, and I don't know, it's something special. We had it as kids, but when I moved out, I didn't have a Christmas tree, and we have a cat all the time. So our old cat that has passed 2 years ago, she wouldn't. I don't think she would knock down the Christmas tree, but she would play with the decoration on it. So we said no. And our 2 current cats, they're quite young and, as I said, very adventurous or clumsy and thinking they are adventurous. So yeah, it would be a disaster if we put a Christmas tree in our living room. So I have to come up. I would like to decorate for Christmas or for winter. So I have to come up with something different. And I thought I'm going to buy myself a big jar, usually for pickling. But yeah, it should be maybe about 7 to 10 liters. I don't know. I have to look at the measurements how big it is in real life, because 7 liters, I don't know. I can think about it how big is it going to be. And I thought I'm going to fill it with some snowballs, and this was what I was making all the time on a train rides and my lunch break. I made myself snowballs. I bought a few years ago this scrubby yarn. It was the hot shit on the internet, and everyone was making scrubbies out of it. I bought it in white with the intention to make snowballs. It was just a few years ago, and it took me a little longer to make them. These are styrofoam balls covered with yarn, and yeah, these are different sizes, and I think they look quite funny, and they kind of look quite realistic, I have to admit. And I really had a lot of fun. This was a 50-gram ball from, I think, Rico Design. And there is a tiny little amount left, maybe not enough for this size. I don't know what I can make out of this tiny amount that is left, but I'm going to come up with something. So these were the first balls for my decoration, for my winter decoration. And then I made these 2. This is the same yarn. The difference is this one is worked simple crochets just in the back loop. So I don't know if you can see it, but it has some structure to it. This is just a simple crochet worked in both loops. I don't know. No, I'm sorry, my camera is quite shitty. This is Schachenmeier Nomota. I'm not sure. Brasilia? It's not Bridezilla. but something what resembles like Brazil. I don't know how it's called. I don't have the label with me. But it has a matte thread and a shiny thread, and I think it looks quite nice in the light. And then I made this one. This is Schachenmeier Catania. It's worked with 3mm hook. Also just back loops only. And then I have some mystery yarn from my eBay scrap yarn adventure. What is this? Who cares? And yeah, I think these are just simple polyacrylic yarns, and these two simple crochet worked in both loops. This is a slightly darker white than this one, and this is just worked in the back loops only. And today I finished this one. It has some cat hair in it. I tried to work on them without cats, but this one I finished today. And I used where is she? I used Catania for the base, worked only in the back loops, and then I used scraps from this and make simple chain stitches in the first in the first loop, in the front loop, not the first loop, in the front loop. So it has a quite nice structure, and if you watch it, you see these are two different colors of white, two different shades of white. So yeah, they are all white, but they are not boring, I would say. So yeah, this is my Christmas decoration, and I thought it would be a quite a good idea, because I still have styrofoam bones left in different sizes, and I thought this would be quite a good idea for decoration for the whole year. So I thought maybe I made these two balls last summer, or this summer, yeah, this summer, and it's made out of sock yarn. I don't know what sock yarn it is because it's a mystery yarn. I don't have the label. But this reminds me quite of a beach, and yeah, I think this would be quite interesting as a summer decoration. And maybe if I work with you know, light greens and some pink and yellow and, you know, spring colors, I can come up with something for a spring, and using yellow and orange and red and brown tones. It could be something nice for the fall season. So I think this would be quite a nice decoration for throughout the year. Put it in a jar, and it doesn't collect dust, so you don't have to, you know, you don't have to worry how to clean them. You just change the balls that are in the jar as the seasons go by, and yeah, just clean the jar and not the balls. So yeah. That being said, this was my September. I'm quite pleased. I have worked up some yarn, and I'm happy about it. And yeah, for the October, I'm still going to work on my log cabin blanket, and I'm planning on making I-cords with my eBay scraps. I bought myself a knitting machine, a knitting mill. I have to figure out how to work with it, and yeah, I have some troubles in the beginning, but I'm working on it, and this is the plan: making I-cords for. I don't think it's going to be a blanket, but probably something a little, you know, a carpet or something like that. So yeah, these are the plans, and for my yeah, outside crochet or knitting activities, I'm planning on making maybe a few pot holders, or I'm still working on some bowls. I mean, these bowls, but not in white, in different colors. Yeah. With that being said, I'm curious what I'm going to make this month, and I'm curious how it is going to turn out in the video, and what I'm going to show you then in November when I shoot the video. So with that being said, if you enjoyed this video today, please leave me a like or a comment, and if you didn't enjoy it, please tell me what you didn't like, so maybe I can work on it. English isn't my first language, and today I made this video without a script, so yeah, maybe it wasn't very smart. No. So with that being said, thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay positive, and until next time, ade!